How many people have talked to their parents about having sex? Okay. Was it comfortable? Not comfortable?
It was comfortable because I was used to talking to my mom about stuff like that since we were like mother and daughter.
What about you? Was it comfortable?
I didn't talk to my mom about sex. I mean, my dad, but it was over the phone because he was in Mexico. So it was kind of awkward.
I don't talk to my mom about it. I talk to my aunt about it because I feel real close to her. Me and my mom don't see eye to eye, but it's just like me and my aunt. So.
Any of you guys heard about sex from your peers? Yeah.
Well, I heard it from my sister.
Okay. What did she tell you?
Well, when
If you don't mind.
she had her first time, she told me, and I was just like, well.
You?
Yeah, basically through middle school, that's kind of where it begins. You hear like friends talking about like experiences and that kind of stuff. So like peer pressure can sometimes really be a factor, but you just gotta know, when like to, not give in.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was for me too. I kind of never had a specific talk with my parents about it, but they kind of told me things, hinted at things, and my peers also did the same. So I kind of pieced it together myself and went from there.
Me and my sister were the only ones talking because my mom, she was strict. Like if you asked her about sex, she would, right away, she'd be like, "You guys having sex?" Jump into that conclusion. So it wasn't really that comfortable to talk to my mom. Just like, "Hey mom, what's the risk about having sex?" And how to figure it out my own.
Yeah, speaking of that, like, you feel like when your parent just jumps to the conclusion, you can't really explain. Like, you feel scared to talk to them because they're just going to assume. They don't sit there and ask questions. They don't let you explain or ask questions, so it's really hard. So you have to go to your peers and ask them or other people, so you're not really getting the full answer, the 100% answer, because your parents have been through it. Obviously, we're here. You're getting it from people who just little babies and they don't
and
really
I think like when you talk to peers about it, they don't really know the risk, and they're like, "Yeah, it's so good, it's so fun, you should do it," and you just don't get the right information, and things happen. Teen pregnancy, STDs, rape, all these bad downfalls from having sex, from not having the good information about it. I think
Then I feel like sometimes the kids in high school and middle school, they don't be doing nothing. They just be trying to fit in with the rest of the crowd. So yeah,
Kind of like the in crowd.
yeah, yeah. So when you guys learned about sex, did they teach you about the consequences, pregnancy, STDs, condoms? Or did they just say it feels good and just have fun? Did they say that?
Pretty much, I learned it in like human growth,
Yeah.
So
That scared me. Human growth wasn't the best to start off with. I don't know any other questions.
I feel like when in FOE, information about sex and stuff, they just tell you about it. Like the teacher just tells you about it, and I feel like it doesn't. From my experience, I didn't really believe it. I was just like, yeah, whatever. But it just happens to once in a while to a person. But I never would think that I would get pregnant at a young age. I'm like, honestly, I didn't think about it. I'm like, who's gonna get pregnant? When am I gonna get pregnant? And I feel like if someone talks an experience to you about it, like you see a teenage person come to your class, or someone talk to you like, hey, you guys gotta be careful because it happened to me. Like,
We're gonna act upon it. Yeah, we're gonna actually sit there and listen. Because I felt like, the teachers, they try to teach us, but I feel like they don't teach us the correct way because they have to, be quiet about certain stuff. So like abortion, they can't talk about that. They can't talk about sexuality, being gay or bisexual. They gotta be quiet on some part, and so I'm not learning what I should be learning. So I'm experiencing and learning from peers, and it's just not what it should be. They should be able to not be filtered.
I do think we should give some respect to the teachers though, because they're giving us some information, and kids spend so much time at school that they do need that from somewhere, especially if they're not getting it from at home.
Cause like I know, like when I was about 13, 14, I joined this sex group over there on Fontenelle Boulevard. They teach you about sex. They teach you about STDs, teen pregnancy. They have videos that are shown, and like it taught me a lot. Like, cause when I went in there, was like 3 pregnant girls, and they were all like, "Yeah, I didn't learn this. This is how I got pregnant because I didn't use condoms. I didn't use protection. The guy said he loved me, and I laid down with him, and I'm a single parent now, or about to be a single parent because I don't have anybody by my side. My parents don't want me." You know, it's really hard, like I feel like it's hard being a teen parent, especially if you don't have somebody to help you, like the father or your parents, and it's a struggle. Like, I see on Facebook a lot of girls, "Oh, I'm pregnant, you know, I'm 5 months." They think it's cute. That's not cute. It's really not. You don't have a diploma. You don't have a job. You're not going to be able to get a job because you're like 13, 14. You really can't get nowhere in life. And it's just, they think it's so cute, and their best friends be like, "Oh, look, she's pregnant," and then they end up pregnant. It's like, this generation is just sad.
It's all messed up.
Well, it's just, you know, like, we shouldn't just, you know, talk. We could, you
It's
know,
the
help
parents'
out.
fault,
We could
too.
help out. Like, we could give out, or tell friends, like, "Hey, if you're having sex, you know, think about it. If you use condom, get on birth control, or just stop, or something." You know, like, we can't just be, you know, we see little kids trying to have sex, or, you know, trying to act like, you know, "Oh, I'm cool because I'm having sex." No, you know, we should, as teens, we should just, like, "Hey, kids, don't do this because this can happen," you know, tell them, like, if the parents don't do it, at least we should, you know, help out the teachers too. Like, if teachers can't say the information, you know, we could, like, "Oh, there's a place where you could talk more about it. You can go," or, you know, give more information out for teachers or for other teens who, you know, don't know anything.
DeAndre, how you feel about teen pregnancy, STDs, having sex at a young age?
I think it's not really good, but like, what can you do when music is like a big factor in everything, and music like inspires everybody to do anything. And, like, music isn't really filtered anymore. Like, YouTube and Facebook and everything is like not filtered, so I think it's like really a bad thing, and like it's just going downhill.
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes it's the parents' fault because some parents are young parents. They had their baby at 16, 17.
Friends with their
They're trying to be friends. Exactly. Let's go shop. Let's go get our nails done. They're not sitting down saying, "Are you having sex? This is what happens when you have sex. I had you at a young age. I don't want you to go down that road." You know, they're not really, because they didn't have the parents. So I think it starts with the parents and then their parents. They got to have an understanding, you know, they got to be able to teach their self what's right and wrong before they try to teach somebody else. And I don't think that's happening with our generation because you just see like a lot of pregnant girls walking around, a lot of gangbangers, you can say, and they don't have parents who are willing to sit down and talk to them. The parents are trying to go out to the clubs, trying to smoke, drink with them, like, "Hey, let's get high" and stuff. That's not a parent. And so the kids just do whatever they choose to do, and that's our generation now.
Yeah, I think music also plays a huge factor.
Yes.
With, you know, like, music videos and like new terms and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Like, teens, they feel the need that they have to like follow or like, you know,
That image.
yeah. So like, I think that definitely plays a factor. I mean, music more now today is just more, I don't want to say vulgar, but more straightforward, you know, when it comes to like sex and that kind of stuff. And I think teens, you know, I mean, their hormones are already like raging, so they do a lot of things on impulse. And I think that music definitely, you know, inspires like certain sexual, you know, like
And tendencies.
Yeah.
Like, especially when they come out, they like rappers say, "Oh, she got a fat butt."
yeah.
And you know how the girls, they be sticking their butt out on the sinks and stuff, trying to have nice
Yeah,
butt.
so
Like,
They'll be taking them selfies.
yeah. Or YOLO, you only live once. They'll be like, "Okay, I can
Yeah.
sleep with him. I'm only going to live once," you know. Not knowing that they can get a sexually transmitted disease. They can get HIV. You know, they can have a pregnancy or something like that. They don't know that. They just be
Yeah,
like,
just
YOLO, you only
flow.
live once. Let me do what I got to do. Well, that's it with 100 kept. And I'm the host, Brianna Walker.
What?